You showed the cartoon, and the opening of your book is actually that cartoon of your parents. You say to your parents, I want to talk about things capitalized and plans in case something happens, right?
Right.
And then at the end, it's nobody wants to talk about it, and everybody's like, phew, which is so honest because it's so hard for us to talk about the difficult things. And that rings so true. A little while later in your book, you bring in the elder lawyer, all caps.
Yes.
And he is actually able to get your parents to talk about some of the difficult things and even to sign all the papers.
Yes.
So I wondered what happened between that first conversation with you and the one with the elder lawyer, and was it time was passing? Was it having a third party? And so it's a three-part question. And how important was that conversation with the elder lawyer and the documents that they signed in terms of you're being able to continue to take care of your parents?
The elder lawyer was a very important part of this process for me, and I think I was just incredibly lucky. I had a friend in where I live in Connecticut who also had a very elderly mother, and she knew this guy. She had gone to college with him, and he lived in Brooklyn, and he made house calls, and he was a great guy, and he volunteered to come to my parents' apartment so I wouldn't have to bring them, and he was very knowledgeable, and he was able to put my mind at ease that he wasn't, a weird scammer kind of guy, and I think he was able to put them at ease, and having a third party and knowing the questions to ask. I mean, there were things that I knew nothing about, like healthcare proxy. I had no idea what that meant, or any of these things. Power of attorney, it just had never come up in my life before.
Right, which is, again, part of our What Matters conversations and how important those are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, some of this was just certain things, just practical pieces of advice. Like I would say an elder lawyer is a wonderful thing if you can connect with somebody like that. Because sometimes having a third outside party, and also they know what questions to ask. And that was really important. Because having these pieces of paper that said, I was the healthcare proxy, whatever, was very important. And also just starting to keep a notebook of all the information that suddenly, I was in charge of. And I'm not the most organized person, so I had a notebook where my parents' social security numbers, and, he also was able to help figure out, bank things, which I knew nothing about. My parents didn't like to talk about it, but, weird, it's, complicated.